exactly what you said. The North Shore Mustangs come in here as the class of the QMFL. I mean, this is their third straight title, and there was no upsets along the road. They were the class of the league. They went 9-1 in the regular season, did what they need to in the playoffs, and they're here. Eagles, the flip side, they were in the middle of the pack. It was the Norsemen that were making all the noise on the in terms of the Ontario side of things in midget. And you see with the Eagles on their path to it, they got by a tough Giant squad, 9-0. Squeaked by 7-6, so I mean, they're basically, you're looking at 10 points away from not even passing the first round, where if we go to the other side of the ledger, I mean, the Mustangs, it's been Mustangs. You're looking at 21-2, 26-6. I mean, just looking at the aggregate of the two playoff games, you're looking at basically, what do we got, 16 versus 6 for the Eagles, and we're looking at 47 versus 8, 47-8 being the total. So again, you're 100% on right here. Mustangs got to be the heavy favorite here. We'll see how the Eagles adapt and if the home field does for them.
The North Shore Mustangs have won 27 provincial championships at the midget level. The bantam level, 37 provincial championships out of the last 50. They are favored, and we'll have that game for you. It's the midget championship of the 2017 InterProvincial Bowl Series.
The National Capital Amateur Football Association.
It is inclement, to say the least, weather-wise anyway. 24 hours ago, the field and the surroundings here in Ottawa, Canada, in the nation's capital, were just like that of Thanksgiving weekend in October. Green. 24 hours, everything is turned white, and Wayne Jacobs, this field has to be considered brutal.
I would think so. I mean, I guess the one good thing or the saving grace is, I mean, I'm starting to see that Ravens logo in the middle, and you're seeing a little more green than we did when we did the first game. But the flip side of that is exactly what you've alluded to in the last couple of games, and that's the fact that right now that snow is going to be patted down. And when you've got game after game in sub-zero conditions, that makes for a nice little sleet or even an ice slick field. And again, we saw huge issues in the last game. I'm thinking we might see it again today in terms of the footing and just the execution due to the footing.
There's the referee for this one, Cliff Barch, and he's concerned about the field for sure. The rest of his crew, very well-seasoned officials from NCAFA. Number 46, Andre Papineau, is the umpire. James Gaudette is the back umpire. The back judge, Justin Andrews. The left judge, or the line judge, rather, Cameron Franklin. And the head linesman, Mark Lachance. Those are the Nepean Eagles, the NCAFA champions, coming into this championship Interprovincial Bowl Series with a 6-4 record. And are they really prepared for what they're about to see from the North Shore Mustangs, Wade?
You know, it's one of those things I don't think you can prepare. It's sort of the old adage. You'll hear every coach say it, and you'll hear it till they're blue in the face. I can't coach size. I can't coach speed. Meaning that, I mean, that's inherently what the player or the athlete's going to bring to the table. And it's the same type of thing here. I mean, if I have the athletes, it's like when they talk about a really mobile quarterback or that electric quarterback, you don't have a player on that team that can go ahead and emulate Russell Wilson, so you do the best you can. I don't think the Eagles have had to contend with this size or speed all year, so it'll be interesting to see how they react.
Just a little squib, and Falling on it, number 54, Christopher Young. And good field position for the North Shore Mustangs to begin this 2017 International Bowl Series Midget Championship.
Bit of a curious call. You want to catch them off. You want to catch them off guard here, but on the other hand, this is big boy football. I'm not sure if I want to hand North Shore the ball ahead of their 40 to start the game here like this, and that didn't really look like it was completely thought out in terms of the way the kick went.
Evan White is the quarterback. Puts it up. First play of the ball game. Knocked down. Good defensive play there by Eric Neal to keep that away. The ball intended for number 83, Tyrese Lovelace Williams. And boy, great speed on the outside from number 83.
And you got to be impressed with the play Neal made there. He took a chance because, I mean, if he doesn't time now, we might be looking at 6-0. But you know what? He did time it, and it was a brilliant play by Neal on the edge there.
Second down, 10 yards to go. All kinds of movement along the line of scrimmage. The flags fly, and now the officials will sort things out. Procedure? Offside. Offside it is.
And I mean,
the Eagles.
I think in a game like this, when you're the underdog, you cannot afford to be taking these. Now, we look at the play previous here. You'll watch Neal go up again. Nice ball. Maybe not the coverage you want to throw it into because it looks like he's deep into coverage, and it looked like he was just going back and covering that deep third.
Second down, 5 yards to go, and a slip in the backfield directly into the arms.
And again, you brought it up, but I mean, at very best today, Dan, this footing has been precarious at best. It's going to be significantly worse now in the third game run on this field today. And you saw with that back there, normally sure-footed, goes to cut and just look like a hockey player catching an edge.
Ben Gannett Mayo, number 44, made that stop. And it's third down. 2 yards to go. The give into the backfield to number 25, Jaden Jehoda-Biney, and he had nowhere to go. So the North Shore Mustangs running into some tough defense on their first possession.
They are, and it's going to be interesting because if you watch this, each of the first three plays that we've seen, again, they may be setting up. They go into motion. Now, if you take a look at your screen, they have the numbers. Every time that they've run, they've motioned over. The Mustangs have the numbers here. They're going in. Right now with the Eagles, they're not rotating their coverage. This will be interesting to see if the Mustangs exploit this because this could be an issue for the Eagles if they're not used to seeing the motion and if they're not used to bumping over or covering down.
On fourth down, the North Shore Mustangs will kick the football away. And a bad attempt. Loose ball scooped up there by number 11. That's Eric Neal once again, so made one great defensive play in the secondary and then jumped on a loose football for the first turnover of the football game.
I want to take a look at it. He just seemed disinterested. Watch this entire play unfold here. Not just when he drops it. It was the weirdest drop I've ever seen, Dan. And then as he walks, I don't know if he's injured. The ball just kind of falls out, and it's just like, okay, now here's the one I'm getting to. Is it just seems like, yeah, no, I want nothing to do with that. I know you're the kicker, big boy. You got to go get that.
Yeah. So Dante Blizzard gets the start at quarterback. Started the season as a wide receiver, and about 5 games in, the coaching staff made a change, and now Blizzard is running the offense. Quick pitch out for Noah Gauthier, and he has nowhere to go.
And Dante is one of those kids. I know I've seen Dante from his youthful days when he played with the Raiders, and I'm telling you, this is an athlete. This is a heck of a basketball player, a heck of a football player. Was a quarterback. Took advantage of his natural athleticism as a receiver, and they've moved him back here. So, I mean, Blizzard can throw the ball, but he's also going to give that threat, that real big-time threat in terms of being able to move around and extend the play, which we talked about is crucial at this level.
Second down, about 14 yards to go. Quick counter up the middle. The big man, Ben Gannett Mayo, barges forward for about 9. That will still leave the Eagles about 6 yards short of a first down.
I love that play call. You get it a lot in football, and I hear it all the time. Well, why are they running a counter here? They only run one play. You don't set it up. The setup to the counter here, my friend, is the pursuit. These guys they're hot to get to the ball. They're going to overplay in the first 6 or 7 plays. I absolutely love it. I think the counter is the most underused thing early in the game.
Blizzard, the pitch out for Gauthier. Gauthier trying to get around the right side. crosses over the 25-yard line to the 26. A late flag flies, and that may just give the Eagles the kind of help they need to get a first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, they might be coming into the game as the underdog, but they're playing, again, they're going aggressively to it. And again, you're talking about, and that's the beauty, as unpredictable as 16 and 17 and 18-year-old young men can be, there's also that lack of fear in the sense that they do not know that they're supposed to be the dog. And I mean, right now, even though it's early, I'm sure that in the North Shore side, they saw this as a venture up the 417 to kick some Ontario butt. Right now, there's got to be a little bit of, I don't want to say soul-searching because it's early, but head-scratching as the Eagles march right down the field here and are threatening early.
First down on the 11-yard line. So the Eagles can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Blizzard sets in, play action. Forced to the outside, puts it up, and it's just too far for Gabe Alexander. Incomplete, second down.
And that could be just a touch of the lack of experience by Blizzard at the quarterback position, because you take a look here, and he's going to use his athleticism, Dan, to make something where there was nothing, because there was truly nothing. Watch as Blizzard gives a hand fake here. Comes out, there's truly nothing. He's being flushed. Hardest thing in the world for a quarterback is when you're running east-west like that. Now, if he can just turn his shoulder a little bit more upfield, just a touch more upfield, he might have completed that one, but that's all going to come along for him.
Second down from the 11. There's another counter. This time Judo Feely runs it beyond the 10 to about the 8. It'll be a pickup of 3 and 3rd and 3.
And good job by this North Shore front. I'm sure we're going to talk about them a bunch today. But they are big, they are strong, and they're athletic. I mean, you saw Hitterman, and quite frankly, if I can be a defensive line in my next life, I want my name to be Hitterman.
Absolutely.
It doesn't get better than that.
Third down. 7 to go. Blizzard rolls to his right, throws too far for number 82, Simon Fancy. And now the Eagles kicking unit will come out, and certainly that will be well within the range of number 11, Eric Neal.
Well, my question is this, and I mean it stems to the incomplete pass there. We take a look here, and again, it's what we talked about. I think the footing plays a factor in this. I just think he gets the setup better. And now it is well within his range, but what's that range going to be today, Dan?
It's set up for a 15-yard attempt by Neal. Dante Blizzard to hold. High snap, ball's down, the kick is up, and it's good. Then the P&N Eagles get on the board first here in the Midget Championship of the 2017 InterProvincial Bowl Series.
I think it was so important for them to get at least 3 points out of that, Dan. I mean, you had a nice sustained drive to start the game. Your onside kick, you know, despite the best laid out plan, it didn't go according to plan, and you're handing a relatively potent North Shore offense the ball on their own 42-43. Defense came in and stuck. You got the ball on the miscue, and again, you put points on the board. Now again, you've heard it, I've heard it. Teams don't win kicking field goals continuously. You got to convert these. But I think in this case here, it was super, super important that they came away with something, some degree of points. And when those points, I'm not talking about the Canadian-specific rouge in this case.
From the 35. They give up the middle. Evan White, the quarterback, and that transaction from number 27, Sonny Letourneau, results in a pickup of 3.
Again, one match to watch is going to be the fronts versus the fronts. Neither team is particularly huge up front, so it's going to become a speed issue, and we'll see who has more success on a somewhat slippery field.
White. They give once again to Letourneau into the secondary, and Letourneau busts through for 13.
And to some degree, I think you're going to see this as the game plan for the I'm dating myself calling them the Broncos, for the Mustangs, is that you're going to go ahead and see them. They realize that they can go ahead, and you'll watch here. Again, the hole is there. Good job of reading it, but this is where the Mustangs are going to wear down their opponent. Just beat down.
High snap. Letourneau gets the call once again, and he's held up there by number 19, Ali Moncal, the inside linebacker for the Eagles defense, and he holds Letourneau to a gain of 2 yards.
Good job by the Eagles front. And again, it's one of those things where we'll watch the next, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes just to really see who controls what when we're looking up front here, Dan.
There's the give to Letourneau once again, and Letourneau allows the big boys to help him out as the pile gets pushed beyond the Nepean 50-yard line to around the 49. It'll be a yard short with third down pending.
Again, we're taking a look here, and it's just straight. I mean, there's no real over-analysis or overthinking this. North Shore's coming to the reality here is that, you know what, we are the favorite. We're probably the bigger and faster team. And so it's like we talked about before. I'm going to try to out-athlete you. I'm not going to try to outsmart you, and it's probably the smart route to go here.
White keeps it himself. He'll have the first down and gets the football to the Nepean 45-yard line. And they'll move the sticks again. Now pushing and shoving.
Oh, good job by Evan White to identify that. The Eagles, we're going to take a look at that in a moment, but the Eagles are going to go ahead and stack in between the tackle blocks. In fact, you'll see them almost overloading the A and the B gaps here. And so White just does a lot of quarterbacks don't seemingly do on this. He's going to bounce this outside. And what looked like he might get stuffed ended up a good 2-3 yard game. We'll watch that. Look at that pile in the middle there, Dan. They just do a great job of plugging, basically containing what we'll call the 1 and the 3 tech areas here. And he does a great job of reading off that and bouncing off. Good job by the QB White.
Perreault and Letourneau in the backfield. There's a snap. Letourneau gets the call, gets to the line of scrimmage, eludes a couple of tackles, and pushes forward for about 3.
Oh, Dan, this is a lot what we talked about and a lot of what we expected. Just kind of that rolling thunder where it's just this wave that comes. Nothing flashy, nothing special. We're just getting 4 or 5, 6 yards at a chunk and moving downhill. And something to watch with this too is it's I guess you could say it's specific to the midget level as we get older in the football world. But if you look at the sidelines, neither team has the depth that you're going to see perhaps at the Pee-wee or Bantam level. Because at this midget level, you got a lot of competition with the high schools. On the Quebec side, particularly with the Cegeps, it can be a challenge. So, I mean, the rosters, albeit very talented, are not deep. And, I mean, this ground and pound attack that's being unleashed by the Mustangs, we'll see where that gets them in the third or fourth quarter. My thoughts are it could cause problems for the Eagles.
High snap, and a give to Luca Poisson-Vecchia, and he gets to around the 40-yard line. They'll mark his forward point of advance at the 40-yard line.
Again, slowly but surely, steady wins the race, but you're looking at it, and they've got about nothing exciting. Same play, I think we've seen it, Dan, but we're looking at about a 45-yard field shift here.
High snap for White, the give to Sonny Letourneau around the left side. Letourneau with some room. Great open field tackle there, and a saving open field tackle by Grant Harrison, who had to chase Letourneau down and push him out of bounds after a pickup of 22.
No, I think you're really starting to see it here again. We take a look, and great job shooting off, but it's almost as if they're just getting caught in the mix, the front seven for the Eagles. Like, there's no contain out there whatsoever. I don't know if it's by design, if by how they defended it, but there was just absolutely no contain. Letourneau bounced out, and it was over.
High snap over the head of White. He's just got to fall on the football and save it, and there's a late hit, a late flag, and the gift that the Eagles were given is about to be rescinded.
I'm sorry, but that's just dumb. That's just a dumb play. Like, you know you can't do that. You know you're down. This is your saving grace. This team is driving the ball in the InterProvincial Championship. You're not going for the ball. You just want to look at me. That's just an ignorant play that's now basically taking a team that is relying on pounding it down your throat. So instead of putting them in second down and 25 now, Dan, you're looking at first and 10. Just a really ridiculous play. If I'm the Eagles coaching staff, I'm his teammate. I'm beside myself right now.
First down, 10 yards to go from the 15-yard line, and Luca Poisson-Vecchia wrapped up immediately by the Eagles inside linebacker, and I believe that's number 19, Ali Mankal once again, and I have a feeling we're going to be calling his name an awful lot this afternoon.
No, good job by the Eagles here not to, because a lot of times, again, a penalty like that can be a momentum swing, and they don't let it down, but again, you're looking at third, second down where they should be coming off the field now. Let's see what they do here, Dan.
Another high snap. White gets it to Letourneau, and Letourneau gets to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, before being met by a host of green jerseys, led by number 99, Kalel Sadiku.
Well, it's actually funny because it's somewhat methodical the way that these Mustangs are going about it right now. But you look at Perreault there, again, the combination of Perreault and Letourneau, they're doing great jobs reading these blocks. The O-linemen are engaging. There's not overwhelming. It's funny because if you watch that front, man, it's not overwhelming or overpowering football.
But it is of the smash mouth variety. Here's Letourneau once again, and he's wrapped up shy of the first down. Number 44, Ben Gannett Mayo, going both ways for the Eagles in this one. There to make the stop, and it'll be fourth down with about 6 yards to go, and 1:10 left to go here in the opening quarter, and they're going to go for it.
A little bit surprising here, and again, I don't know their kicking team's game, so maybe this is the reason being.
White for Letourneau, cuts in, cuts around, gets the first down and more.
And it's actually funny, Dan, as the word surprising came out of my mouth, then I wanted to correct myself. Not for hindsight, but you got to think, you've been getting 5 yards a carry every run, so why would you stop? Again, the way that you're going to, if I'm the Eagles right now, I'm starting to realize we're not going to shut you down. I can't take 15-yard penalties. I can't give you another chance. So again, we'll see what happens here.
White takes it himself. Did he get in?
I want to take a look at that.
Indication from referee Cliff Barch is that yes, he is indeed, or has crossed the plane, and it's now 6-3.
See, that's a curious play, and I mean, that's one thing. He's probably watching too much football, because I want to see exactly. I know there's no replay here, but I want to see when he hits, because officially, if you slide feet first, you're giving yourself up. The minute he touches the ground, he's down. This is one where he's got to put his head down. He can't slide here, because again, we can't see on the... I think he crossed that line, but you can't see because of the snow. Great job by our camera team there. But again, I question, you slide first, you're dead right there.
Here's the two-point conversion attempt. Evan White trying to get around the corner, and that will go unrewarded. The stop made by Ali Mankal once again. So, despite the fact that the Eagles gave up the touchdown, there's a bit of solace in the fact that they didn't give up the two-point conversion, and they're still just a field goal away from these North Shore Mustangs.
True to an extent, but I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm fuming inside because it doesn't look to me like North Shore has a kicking game. Is why they're not going to go for it. Like or they don't trust it at this point. I don't know. I'm speculating, but it just their actions indicate that they're not in love with their kicking game, and they're getting 5-6. They haven't broken anything, but they're pounding away. Well, you don't take that penalty. They're facing first and 25. I think it's 6-3. That's great as opposed to 8-3. At best, this should be a 3-3 game. You cannot make plays like that in the championship game. And the Eagles got to be smart about it across the board. They have to realize that, you know what? We're in a dogfight with a really good team. 1 or 2 changes of momentum, 1 or 2 changes of plays, it's going to make a difference.
Antonio Nixu with the kick. Bounces right into the hands of Jude O'Feely, and O'Feely crosses his own 45, gets around the 47-yard line, and again, good field position for Dante Blizzard and the Nepean Eagles offense to get things going once again. They move the ball with a little bit of authority in their last possession. I know that the coaching staff, Andy Ogg and Mike Alexander, the offensive coordinator, are hoping that they can have the same level of success.
Well, again, you got to factor in, we just seen it. Normally, if you line up a D lineman at this level as your kicker, it's because of a dearth of, not because that D lineman is the next coming of Vinatieri. And I think that's going to factor in. Let's see how the Eagles handle that.
Blizzard. Flags everywhere. Noah Gauthier was the ball carrier, and looks like he was just about to break into the Mustangs secondary when the play was whistled down.
And what I was alluding to there on that is if I'm the Eagles coach staff, I have to be aware of the fact that in terms of the kicking battle, this is something that we can win. So I'm going to be calling the game as trying to, again, get that, flip the field, get the field position, get the field, I guess you'd say territorial battle one. And I guess, and if the Eagles can do that here, this could be a very interesting afternoon.
First down, 5 yards to go for the Eagles after the offside penalty to North Shore. Here's Gauthier once again trying to get outside, and the flag in the backfield, which is normally indicative of holding, will more than likely go against the Nepean Eagles. And that's indeed the call.
And we'll get a chance to take a look at this because, I mean, again, we talked about it, and penalties, they're going to kill the Eagles in this game. And the one thing I got a question, I want to see where the hold was. We didn't get a number, unfortunately, because they've done a fairly good job in the front seven in terms of the initial block. I mean, Gauthier here on this one, I'd like to see Gauthier cut this up a little more. Make your cut here and then put your nose down and go up. You don't want to keep bouncing that outside. We mentioned that last game, and we saw a great job by the running back just to slash it up. On that, I give the credit to the O-line there. Gauthier's got to cut that, put his nose up in there once he makes that initial cut.
First down, 15 yards to go. Blizzard, Gauthier, and that's play so slow in developing that Gauthier never had a chance to get away from True Gary or Schall, number 70, who led the charge defensively. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 6-3, the North Shore Mustangs over the Nepean Eagles here in the Midget Championship of the InterProvincial Bowl Series 2017. MNP Park, and that just beyond the reach of Ben Gannett Mayo. So it'll be third down now, and this is the kind of thing that just drives coaches crazy, sputtering offense like this.
It really is. I mean, it's one of those things where you really, and again, it's a championship game. You don't get unlimited opportunities. And I mean, the weather's not your best friend today. The opposing defense is definitely one of the better ones you're going to face. So, I mean, it's just, you can't give up those little opportunities.
Third down, 15 yards to go. Blizzard with the draw to Gauthier. Flags fly as Gauthier picks up 3. Getting very close to his own 45-yard line, but we'll have to wait and see what the indication is from referee Cliff Barch.
Well, again, we'll see what they're calling here, but a very good job. Again, solid skill, understanding what you're trying to accomplish, letting the down line. If you watch there, I want to say, and when they take a look at the Mustangs defense, and they let the down lineman, there's Reese Hinterman, who goes downfield there, perfect trap play is what they're attempting to do on a draw. I mean, a draw and a trap are very similar in terms of what you're going to do to the interior lineman and how you're going to let him look. And they did it nicely there. And I mean, the Eagles are winning the battle up front. They're not being dominated. I mean, they're holding their own here. It's just the penalties and a couple of miscues that have kept them from actually having the lead.
Big first down. Here's Gauthier, gets up the left side, cuts up field. Gauthier still on his feet. Beyond the first down marker, Gauthier finally pushed out of bounds around the 25. So a big pickup of 25 for number 7 in green.
No, and this is what we need from Gauthier. I mean, a very good runner, but he seems to like to take it out just a little, go a little east-west a little too long. Here you got to love this. Again, he reads it, cuts outside, but watch him cut back up. This is what we're talking about. Now go take it inside. Attaboy, Gauthier. You don't want to bounce it out. Show that you got the mental run between the tackles. Great job, and he brings both skills. He has the ability to make the cut, but when he has to, he really brings it in.
First down. Here's Blizzard, completes that pass to number 42, Cal Svensson.
Confidence is a funny thing, Dan. Once it starts going, you got it. And it looks like the Eagles right now, they're starting to get a little bit of that confidence bug happening here. But as I was saying to you, if you watch, and we've seen it with the replays we've had a chance to look at, they haven't been dominated up front at all. I mean, this is not a tale of two teams right now. That Eagles O-line has held their own, if not, has gotten the edge, if you will.
Max Charbonneau, the receiver on that last play, and here's Gauthier once again. Very close to first down yardage for the Nepean Eagles. So the Eagles having some success here in the opening half running the football.
No, definitely. And again, we'll take a look at that as they're moving the sticks and moving things downfield. But if you watch the initial, you watch the war, the battle in the trenches, the war of attrition, however you want to describe it, the Eagles are holding their own. I mean, they're not dominating North Shore, but North Shore's not dominating them. And if you get a bit of a stalemate in the trenches, the advantage tends to go to the offense, and the back can bounce off of those.
Charbonneau in motion. Little play action. Ben Gannett Mayo gets into the corner and taken down around the 3-yard line. Another pickup of 13 for Ben Gannett Mayo, and it's another Eagles first down. This time it'll be first and goal from the 3.
And you saw Gannett Mayo here. Watch this. Great job breaking the first tackle. And again, good job. No idea where he's going. Cuts up. Again, beautiful hole here, and it's exactly what you want. If I can get my big bruising fullback one-on-one with the linebacker, I'm going to take that every time. Because you got to remember, you're looking at a first down play where Gannett is guaranteed 4 or 5 yards just on the blocking scheme. He breaks that tackle, and we get the result that we just got.
First and goal. All kinds of movement along the line of scrimmage. Gauthier gets the call, but they whistle it down.
So it'll be interesting to see what they call here. It looks like, again, this is one of those ones that if I'm the defense, I'm not overly worried because you're giving up 1 or 2 yards or 2 or 3 yards here as it goes half the distance. But it's one of those things where, we're seeing a little more mistake than we think we would see at this point in the year, and because it's the InterProvincial, it doesn't have perhaps the same as when I'm winning the Quebec League or the Ontario League. You'd think that the nerve or butterfly or the jitters wouldn't be there, but we're seeing a little bit of sloppy ball on both sides of the from both teams today.
First down repeated. Gauthier gets the call. He's tripped up, spins off one tackle, and he's in for the touchdown.
Nice spin move by Gauthier to break outside there, and again shows his balance. And don't kid yourself, that is not easy to do under regular conditions. That is extremely difficult to do under these snowy conditions. And right off the bat, I mean, I think the Eagles, we were saying beforehand, they weren't intimidated by anybody. They came out here, and I think you can forget the role of underdog and favorite right now, because there is nothing indicating that this North Shore team is bringing anything to the Eagles that the Eagles can answer with the same strength, if you will.
So Nepean with the lead. Here's Eric Neal. The left footer kicks that through, and it's now 10-6 in favor of the Nepean Eagles. And I guess everybody but the Nepean Eagles are surprised by this.
Well, again, and if you're looking at it, if we watch this, this has been the same as most of the plays here. Again, they're playing a goal line front, and they're getting zero penetration on that Eagles line. They've got everybody in between the tackle box there, and they're getting no penetration. And I mean, yeah, it's a stalemate, but I think in this case, especially when you have a back with the talent in terms of Gauthier's ability to do his cutback or a spin move, the advantage clearly goes to the offense. So I think the idea of the Eagles being the underdog here is kind of done, and unless the Mustangs make some type of adjustment up front that we don't know about, I mean, we got ourselves a ball game here. It'll be interesting to see what the Eagles do. I mean, both special teams so far seem relatively curious in terms of what they're trying to do here. So again, I don't know if we watch for some tomfoolery with the kickoff, what their game plan is. Interesting to see.
Eric Neal trying to find a place where the footing will be half decent to get a kick away.
No, but it's one of those things they forget that they can line it up where they want.
Loose ball, and the squibber seems to have a reasonable effect. Certainly makes it a lot more difficult to hang on to the football under these conditions, but they can limit the length of the run back as well.
They can. I think it has a lot to do with what you're making a statement, though, in terms of what your expectations or confidence level is in your kicking game. Because, again, it doesn't even appear that it's an onside kick in as much as a squibber. And, again, 40 yards is not the end of the world, but it's one of those things. If I just turn around and boot the ball out of bounds, I'm giving it to you on the 45. So I'm not risking anything. So I think they're a little bit nervous with the kicking game to continually do this, as I don't love the field position you're giving up.
First down, 10 yards to go. Evan White, no, it's a direct snap to number 25, Jaden Jehoda-Biney, and Biney pushed out after a pickup of 8, but there's a flag in the backfield.
I'm telling you what, Dan, we're getting a bit of a workout. The refs are getting a bit of a workout early because, I mean, I've seen, I think, more flagged plays than unflagged plays right now. Hopefully they're all very, very relevant to the play here.
Holding the call against the North Shore Mustangs, so they'll move it back 10 yards, and penalties starting to mount up. 5 for 47 yards so far for North Shore, and Nepean, they haven't been angels either, 3 for 30.
No, and as good as Nepean's played, I mean, North Shore is still their own worst enemy offensively. Nepean hasn't shown that they can stop this run game, but North Shore has definitely shown they can stop their own run game.
White, the give to Jaden Jehoda-Biney once again, and he had absolutely nowhere to go. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 20 yards to go.
And again, if you're a ground and pound team, you just can't afford to get into 1st and 20. Like, it just doesn't work. It's November. We're late November right now. You like to run the ball. You just can't get yourself in this position because, again, you come out here with 2nd and 9. Yeah, okay, we can keep with our stuff. Now we got 2nd and 19 here. Interesting to see what they do. But, again, all worst enemies coming up to this point.
Here's White, sets up, launches it downfield, and a great catch by number 83, Tyrese Lovelale Williams.
Oh, that was absolutely phenomenal. You see, and we're going to get a look at that one in a second. But again, White does a nice job, and they probably just heard me like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. We can throw the ball when we want. And you watch White right here answering the bell. Draws back nicely, sets up, steps up in the pocket, lets the corner go. Again, with the wind and the cold, we've seen some wobbly balls go out, but really nice adjustment by Lovelace Williams there to go take that one home. And again, reset with a new set of downs.
And another first down gained.
Now, this is what we talked about where they're rolling right now. I mean, again, the Eagles are doing a nice job up front on the offensive side, but in terms of this, North Shore is completely owning when they have the ball offensively.
A give there to, I believe, Jacob Perreault. His first carry of the ball game results in no gain.
Not a bad run by. Like, I mean, in terms of that, you got to know when to, like we said earlier, you got to know when to kind of give up or whatnot. I don't want to say give up, it has such a negative connotation, but you got to know when you're not going anywhere. And I mean, Perot did a good job of that. Didn't make a bad play worse here. And again, this is the type of offense. You keep them in that second 10, 12 range, they can do something. You start pushing back, it's going to be tough.
Second down, about 12. From the Nepean 45-yard line. Number 25, Jaden Jehoda Biney, had absolutely nowhere to go. Number 42, the linebacker for...
That was Max Charbonneau, and we've seen Charbonneau's range. He's got great, and we'll take a look at this. And again, the Eagles doing a great job stringing it out. That's the one thing you'll find with the with this is the Eagles are not letting North Shore run around the edge and run wild on them. One curious thing, though, I'm surprised, is why North Shore, and again, perhaps when you get in the second along, they seem to have a lot of success running in the tackles. It's when they string the things out sideline to sideline that they seem to be getting into this trouble.
So third down, 17 yards to go. White sets up, throws, and completes the pass to Derek DeFoy Charles all the way down to beyond the 35-yard line, very close to first down yardage. He needed 17. He picked up 15.
And, you know, we probably underestimated and undervalued this passing game, what Evan White brings to the table. This time he's looking for Derek DeFoy Charles, and DeFoy Charles does a nice job, wide open, easy ball to catch, puts it where it's got to be here.
Roughing the passer, too. Right there. So add 15 to the 17 yards gained by DeFoy Charles. And now the North Shore Mustangs have a first down, 10 yards to go from the Nepean 20. Evans brings the ball down and gets the ball to Letourneau, not before he's wrapped up by Jeremy Fredette Roy.
And a good job by the Eagles defense in their swarming. And again, this is the team, the Eagles defense, they've got to bring, you want to bring it on every play here. You have the lead here. It is important to force them to kick field goals as well. You want to turn this into an exchange of field goals.
Second and 10 from the 20. White breaks free. White on foot slips around the 15-yard line after a pickup of 5, and we've got an injured Nepean Eagle down.
A great job by White to climb the pocket here. You watch as he sets up, he sees a bit of an opening, takes off. That's the awareness of what the down and distance is and what the situation is on the field. Watch White here, drops back. And that kind of opens right around the B gap. He takes off. Again, might have wanted to extend it a little longer by kind of going a little more, for lack of a better term, horizontal and see if he can't throw it. But did what he needed to do. Got them within striking distance of that first down. And now I think they got a very manageable third and about 4, third and about 3.
It's number 44, Ben Gannett Mayo, who's been doing double duty here, playing offense and defense, trying to shake off a little bit of a nagging injury.
And that'll be an issue for them. You can't afford, I mean, with the lack of depth that you have in terms of the roster size, it's going to be tough. You can't afford to lose guys like this. So hopefully Ben's back and very quickly at that.
Third down, about 4 yards to go. The North Shore Mustangs trailing by 4, 3 minutes, 47 seconds left to go in this second quarter of the Midget Championship in the Interprovincial Bowl Series for 2017. Letourneau gets the call off the right tackle, and he's into the end zone for the score.
And you know what? I think that's, what I think happened right there, Dan, is I think that was a result of the previous play. I think without Gannett Mayotte in there, it just doesn't work. Like, you saw it. You saw that gap. You saw what happens when he comes out of the game.
Touchdown coming at the 8:24 mark. And now 12-10. And a 2-point conversion attempt here by the Eagles. White sets up, throws, No good.
Sammy didn't come up, but you got to say, good job playing a little rebounding and a little defensive basketball there, because it looked like that corner could have easily undercut that ball. And again, they will get the points if you return it, turn it to the house. You get to it defensively, so it's not just a matter of knocking it down. And a good job by the Ride out there to make sure he used his body as a shield, make sure that they can't get the play on that, and, keep it to no damage.
So the two-point conversion goes for naught in the lead now. Just 2 points with 3:36 left to go. I think the coaching staff of the Nepean Eagles, Andy Ogg, Mike Alexander, defensive coordinator Craig Hodge, have to be pretty pleased with the effort of their team right now, just trailing big time. Well, at least big-time underdogs coming into this one, just trailing by 2 with the opportunity to get their hands on the football once more again offensively.
Oh, I think the underdog status has got to go has been dropped by the wayside, or thrown by the wayside, because, they're competing and holding their own right now, and one of the things that bodes well for them is like what we talked about, is in terms of the kicking game, you can see it right now. North Shore is not confident in kicking converts or extra points or field goals, just it's indicated by their behavior up to this point. So, if you can turn it into where it's 6 points a touchdown versus your 7,
Judo Feely just falls on the football. Smart move. And the Eagles get the ball back. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left to go here in the opening half. And we'll see what Dante Blizzard and the Eagles offense can come up with here.
Well, again, they got plenty of time. You got 3:33 on the clock. So, you want to do 2 things here. The Eagles are receiving the ball to start the second half. So I think my primary goal is see what I can do moving the ball, but also keep it out of North Shore's hands. If I can go to the locker room at worst down 12-10 or even up, I've accomplished what I wanted.
They've had some success riding the rock. And here's the give to Gauthier trying to get around the outside. Nothing doing. Great open field tackle there by number 12, Nick Fortier.
And again, it's one of those things, if you're Gauthier, you got to be keenly aware of this too as you're going around the sweeps. You absolutely do not want to take that ball out of bounds here. You want to try to keep everything between the numbers. Well, you can't really see the numbers, but keep it on the field of play. Gauthier does it decent. Again, there I'm thinking I want to cut that up because, again, it's one of those adjustments you learn from going from level to level. You're just not going to outrun the opposition once you get older.
Second down, 11 yards to go. Give Gauthier 2 on the loss, and he gets the call once again. Gauthier trying to get around the left side this time, and nothing doing there.
And again, brings up a question now. If you're the Eagles, what are you going to do here? Are you going to try to pound the ball out, get some more time off the clock? Or, on the other hand, are you going to go ahead and are you going to go for the first down when we haven't really seen a whole lot of passing out in the Nepean?
Jacob Carroll making the stop there. And now it's third down, 11 yards to go. Definite passing situation for the Eagles. But they call the draw. And it's Gauthier. Gauthier finally taken down, number 36. That's Augustus Wilson up there to make the stop on Gauthier on the draw.
Well, they come up short here, but I love the play call. Again, they come up short, but I think that the North Shore was playing pass first, completely pass first, and they actually took time. Now it's decision-making time. Because, obviously, if you're being scrutinized by the press, if you're in the you don't dare go for this. And I'm a firm believer that a lot more college and pro coaches actually see the viability of going for this. They just know they're going to absolutely be trashed in the media the next day if they don't get it. So, again, I don't think it's an absolute no-brainer here for the Eagles. Yes, you turn it over here, it's done. But again, you've seen it
in a 2-point ball game going into the half.
Oh, I don't get me wrong. I agree with you. I think you got to kick it. I just think you're going to see stuff out of midget football that you might not otherwise see.
And the best laid plans sometimes go awry as well.
Oh,
a bad snap.
We've seen that.
Coming into the ball game now, Gabe Alexander, the wide receiver, coming in with a play from offensive coordinator Mike Alexander. And you don't see that very often, platooning receivers sending in plays. Don't do that. They don't seem to see that as much.
It looks like they are going to line up to play. You know what I'm actually surprised that we're not seeing here, Dan? Is why not line up and try to draw them offside, get the free 5 here. I'm actually surprised that that's what I thought we were seeing with Blizzard still in there, but they're going to go ahead and punt.
No,
maybe not.
A direct snap, and they didn't get it. They need a generous spot here from the officials. Indeed, they're getting it. And who was it? The big guy, once again. Ben Gannett Mayo back into the football game, and he got the call and got the job done.
I'll be honest, like I said to you right from the get-go, I just did not see them kicking. I don't know why, but some told me you're not kicking. Again, I don't know why you don't go for the freebie there and try to draw them offside, because we've seen a little bit of lack of discipline on both sides of the ball in the front. I think it might have been an easy 5, but you know what? They got it. That's what you needed.
You get the first down, you keep possession of the football and eat up more clock. A bad throw, but dug out by Jude O'Feely, and O'Feely picks up about 8. There to make the tackle, number 52, Robert Fraser, alongside number 12, Nick Fortier.
I think he hit it on the head. A great job by Ophelia there to dig that one out of the dirt. Not the best or most optimal pass you want on the swing. Prefer to hit it in stride. But again, does a good job, gets us 8. And like I said, every single coach will tell you they have a plethora of plays for 2nd and 2.
There's Gannett Mayo. Can't get around the corner. Finally wrapped up there by Rubens Jules-Saint. And he gives new rise to be excited if you're a member of the North Shore Mustangs, because now it's a much more difficult situation. Instead of 3rd and 2, it's now 3rd and 8.
I'll tell you what, this dude from the get-go is as impressed as we've been with Gannett Mayo. Bottom line is this: if he runs east-west, if he's going horizontal, my good man, it's not going to work. It's just he's not hardwired to do that. He's not built to do that.
There's Dante Blizzard with that pass over the middle, looking for Max Charbonneau once again, but pass just eluded him. And now you'll see the Nepean Eagles kick the football away with 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go. They won't gamble, and they won't try a direct snap here on 3rd and 8. 4th and 8, rather.
The one thing, and like I said, the one thing that 4th yard gamble did get them is it took a good minute off the clock. I mean, if they punted away there's an extra minute for North Shore. So, I mean, again, North Shore up until the last drive hadn't shown any big strike ability, but we saw a couple long passes, so don't count them out coming down with a minute left.
Minute 6 left to go. Here's Neal. Gets the kick away. An end-over-end punt that bounces right into the hands of Tevin McLeod-Richardson. He's still on his feet. Tevin McLeod-Richardson finally pushed out of bounds by Charbonneau after a return of 32 yards. Wow.
It's exactly what the Eagles did not want to have happen. I almost am tempted here to boot this one out of bounds and pin them. I mean, again, it's one of those things that you haven't seen a huge explosion come from the Eagles as of yet. Watch this. It's the perfect storm right now. It goes, if he gets, and again, it's one of those things that we talked about, but give him credit. His initial move is upfield, drawing in the Eagles' special teamers, then he bounces out. And you see the success. Start up going up the middle first, then bounce it out.
50.4 seconds left. Letourneau gets the call, and he crosses the 35-yard line to around the 34. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, the clock is definitely the Eagles' ally here. As we've seen it, the Mustangs, they like to pound the ball out. They're just not going to have the time to do it, so we'll see what happens here.
Passing situation, White punt fakes, tries to get out of harm's way and runs right in to number 55, Alexander Beauvais.
And that's a young quarterback, and he's going to learn. You've heard it. If you watch enough football, you hear it a million times. You absolutely cannot get sacked here. I mean, you've just taken him out of field goal range, taken him out of conversion range. I mean, there's a lot. He's got to keep going and get rid of that. Now, to be fair to him, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing, but it's one of those things where you either got to tuck it and try to get me 2 yards up the middle, but don't string it out and make a bad play worse.
Maybe the last play of the half. White steps up into the pocket, wrapped up there.
And the Eagles defense coming up big here. So, I mean, that the kick return absolutely looks like it's going to be, well, it is harmless, because if they get the long ball here, they could have got the long ball from anywhere on the field. So, I mean, great job by this Eagles defense to stiffen up in the last 2 plays, shut down any opportunity. And we see that the Mustangs' comfort zone is definitely not the pass game. We see them do it, Dan, but it's not their comfort zone.
Khalil Sadiku with the sack that brings Evan White to midfield on the final play of the opening half. That pass well short of the intended target. And surprise, surprise, Wayne Jacobs, we got ourselves a football game here in the Midget Championship.
Oh, we definitely do. It's a 12-10 right now for the visitors from Montreal. But, I mean, like I said, neither team is outplaying the other. You get the sense that North Shore's teetering on the edge of dominance. But on the other hand, it's not one of those things where they're in complete control. You've seen the Eagles controlling their side of the ball as well. Should be a great second half, man.
It's been run the rock here in the first half on both sides. And the North Shore Mustangs lead the Nepean Eagles 12-10 going into the half.
I'm fishing to fly, la, 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 la. It's not the same without your love. The mountains are deep, the valleys are high. Nothing's the same without your love. Everything carries. Everyone's second best. The sun cries rain. The weather don't change. 'Cause nothing's the same without your love. Think I was
Welcome back to MNP Park and Keith Harris Stadium on the campus of Carleton University. 12-10, the North Shore Mustangs leading the Nepean Eagles. It's not a surprise, Wayne Jacobs, that the Mustangs are in front. The surprise is by how much?
No, it could be, and you know what, quite frankly, it could be closer. I mean, a couple of miscues, I guess, mental miscues by the Eagles, and they got the lead in this one. I mean, they've given a lot to the Mustangs to start, but you hit it on the head for a team that came in here as the heavy favorite, and that basically run roughshod over the Quebec League. I mean, this Nepean Eagles team is I don't like saying putting up a fight, because it's not a fight. I mean, you look at the front seven, and we'll get a chance to kind of recap and look at some of these things, but you look at the front seven, they're winning that battle, so it's not a matter of, oh, when's the momentum going to turn here?
Nepean opened the scoring at the 5:15 mark on a 15-yard field goal from Eric Neal. That made the score 3-0. The North Shore Mustangs come back and score a touchdown. Evan White from 2 yards out at 11:39 made it 6-3. The two-point conversion attempt was no good. In the second quarter, Nepean came all the way downfield, capped off a beautiful drive with a 2-yard run from Noah Gauthier. Neal converted the touchdown. It was 10-6 for Nepean. And then, just 5 minutes later, on a drive that ate up not only a lot of real estate, but a lot of clock, too, the North Shore Mustangs, with a 14-yard touchdown by number 27, Sonny Letourneau, made the score 12-10. They tried the two-point conversion attempt. It was no good, and that's where we stand going into the second half. So, what does Andy Ogg and the coaching staff of the Nepean Eagles say to this group during the break, Wayne? I mean, they're obviously pretty pleased that they're in the position that they are at this point.
I don't think you say anything. I think as a coaching staff, you go ahead and you try to, if you have film on it, you make adjustments. If you've seen something, I don't think there's any type of motivational talk or any type of discussion or, hey, we're in this. I mean, I've never been a fan. Even if they knew they were coming in as big underdogs, I don't think you go in the locker rooms, hey, look at us, guys, we were the big dog, a big underdog coming into this, and we're hanging with them. I think, honestly, as a coaching staff, you need to just make the adjustments, because not only are you in this ball game that you were perhaps the dog for, but, again, I can't stress enough, when you look at the battles of the front seven, it's you know what I mean? It's a standoff. It's not like one's dominating the other. So we'll take a look here at the pregame predictions.
Yes, 1-1. Kyle Ball and Jesse Card, each 1-1. Jesse Card winning his prediction in game one. That would the Pee Wee Championship, and the Myers Riders defeated the Shadowgate Raiders 24-16. In the second game, 31-6 for the Sun Youth Hornets. So Kyle won that one, and now both of these guys have selected the North Shore Mustangs, and it would appear, Wayne, that maybe they're both going home disappointed.
Well, they both selected the Mustangs, but they both also selected the Mustangs by a sizable margin. So I don't know if that's been a bit of a motivation, if some word got down to the Mustangs or whatnot.
Look, you got to applaud those guys. This is Jeff Morris on the right and the stick crew that are standing out here. And it's not warm out there, and the wind still continues to blow from the north.
And Morris normally would be involved in the roughing crew, but because of his involvement with the Eagles, he's been relegated to stick guy today. So great dedication shown by Jeff Morris here at his old alma mater, coming out willing to hold the sticks, even though he's got a team playing, and B, normally would be roughing these games.
It would appear that the Eagles are going to get the ball first, and there is an indication of the weather. Wind and the snow has begun to fall once again here at Keith Harris Stadium on the campus of Carleton University in Ottawa, Canada, Canada's national capital. So glad to have you on board here at HESN for this one, and the second half underway. Another knuckle punch and right into the arms of number 63, Tyler Draper. Did the smart thing, just fell on the football, and now great field position for the start of the second half for the Nepean Eagles.
Well, that's what I haven't understood when we watch this. Now, finally, it makes sense. Maybe they're just mishitting it, but I mean, if you're going to do the squib kib and you're not going to try to drill it down the field like squib it 25, 35 yards, why aren't you picking out one of those big old linemen and aiming it at him as opposed to just doing that? And you see how close it came. I mean, I understand there's strategy behind it. I'm just not sure about the execution of it.
Great field position at their own 50-yard line. Dante Blizzard in motion. It's going to be a direct snap, and it's Gauthier. Gauthier inside, and a pickup of 7 for Noah Gauthier, who moved back into the quarterback position.
A little bit of the Wildcat look. I think that we're going to see Blizzard come back in here. And the only reason, and we see Blizzard get back in there, but I mean, that was not a run-pass option or a run. That was just a run only. You saw him just kind of take a split-second hesitation, and go ahead and take off with it. So something that they have in their arsenal. And here we go again.
Second and a long 3. Little play action. Gauthier takes it, and he takes off to the outside. Gauthier finally brought down. A wonderful open field tackle there by number 20. I believe it was 20. Maybe 21, Jake Applebaum. But if he didn't catch Gauthier, he could have gone.
No, and again, you got to be better with the contain here. I mean, this is just coming way too far downhill. You know you've got the back in the backfield. Again, great execution, but they're clearly seeing something because that contain on the short side or on the boundary side of the field was just atrocious, allowing Gauthier to get out there.
Actually, Rohan Campbell. There's Gauthier once again. Another great run, a pickup of 11, and another Eagles first down.
And we're going to take a look at this, and hopefully, I mean, this is one of those tough ones. The coaches always tell you who gets caught, and it's the guy who punches back. And if this goes against the Eagles, this is just, again, I get it. There was a shot that did, but you punch second, you're always going to cut. Take a look here, and hopefully we'll be able to see this whole play unfold. Now, having said that, look at Gauthier. Now, hopefully, and we're not getting a number. That's the only issue, because I really hope this isn't called on number 70 here. Because, I mean, you'll see it, and we're not going to get we'll get the end of the play here, perhaps. No, we're not going to get it. But, I mean, Manzoli, granted, he pushed back, but, I mean, in the championship game like this, and it's not, you know what? It's going against the Mustangs, so clearly there was something else that they saw there. Things getting a little chippy. That's what's going to happen with your favorite, Dan. If you're in there and you think that you should just be showing up, walking through a team, frustrations start to come to the forefront. And again, this is exactly, and when I say exactly, I mean exactly what the Eagles would have dialed up at halftime in terms of how we want to start the second half.
It's going to be first and goal from the 5. Cliff Barch, the referee, over discussing exactly what transpired to Jason Jourdain, the head coach of the North Shore Mustangs, but it's first and goal from the 5-yard line. So 30 yards in penalties on that exchange. So that's 7 for 92 yards on the day for the North Shore Mustangs. Not the kind of discipline that their coaching staff is used to seeing from these guys.
It's funny. It reminds me of a game a while ago, a different level, and I think you might have even been there to be a part of it or whatever, but it was when we're looking at one of the senior teams, and they're playing, ironically enough, a team from Montreal, and you saw it. The first game was a 10-point game. Everybody thought, oh, these are the two. The next 3 times they played, the Montreal team won by about 40 points. The difference being is when you looked at the stat sheet, game 1, the only reason it was a 10-point game is because the Montreal team took 160 yards in penalties. We're seeing that here. This Eagles team is going to make them pay if they continue doing this.
First and goal from the 5. The give to Gauthier. Gauthier tripped up from behind after picking up a couple. So it'll be second and goal from the 2.
And again, I'm not sure who was in on that. It looked like 1 or 2 possibilities. But again, great open field tackle. See if that was either Hitterman or it was either Young on the tackle here. We'll take a look. And that is Hitterman who brings him down. Good drop, wrap up, if you will. Reese Hitterman, we've seen a lot. We've called his name a few times for a D lineman.
In the shotgun, Gauthier playing quarterback. Takes it, tries to go up the middle, and that was an ill-advised move. But Gauthier just wanted to move the ball forward if he could, and he gets stopped at the goal line.
No, unfortunately, a little hesitation here, and the Eagles didn't get the push that they wanted. Now, if you're the Eagles here, it's a tough call. Are you in 2-down territory, or 4-down territory, 2 more down? I think you got it. I think you got to come away with 7. And with the weather being what it is, the field goal's not an absolute certainty, but I think you gotta look at this as, okay, we've got 2 plays to get 6 yards or 5 yards.
3rd down. Goal to go. All kinds of movement. There's Blizzard, throws into the end zone, no good. Looking for Max Charbonneau.
And not poorly designed either. I mean, Charbonneau had the inside. Again, Blizzard, not a bad ball, but one that had to be picture perfect if they expected to complete that. So what do you do here, Dan? That brings up 4th down. I mean, I think you got to go for it. I don't know their kicking team, but I think you got to.
Eric Neal has one good field goal. Nice defensive play there by number 10, Steve Laramie, to knock that ball away from Max Charbonneau. Neal's already converted from 15 yards out. This would be of similar distance if they were to try it.
No, and you know what? I'd stand corrected, actually. I think you got to kick when I'm looking, they're going to discuss this. And I think with Neal's ability, I mean, I guess my thought is that I approach the 3rd down. If I'm going to go for it on 4th down, I don't throw the ball on 3rd. I'm going to try to smash it down your throat twice. So by throwing the ball on 3rd, I'm basically saying this is it. This is where I'm trying to get it. I think at this distance, you can't come away. As much as I want the touchdown, as much as I think the field goal is a bit of a moral victory, if you will, or a bit of a victory for North Shore, I also think that it's really going to change the momentum of the game if you come away with 0 here. So I think you got to kind of line up. Unless you have a 5-yard play or a 2-point play dialed up, you got to get your 3 points here.
Pete Carroll disagrees with you.
Yes, Pete Carroll probably does. And you know what? Here they go. So they are going to go for it. And this, I completely understand why. I'm just thinking I'd probably have run the ball twice. And again, I'm not getting this unless he's going to throw the halfback option.
Goche still on his feet.
And we got a penalty here. We'll see what happens. But again,
still no indication of a touchdown.
No, and there's a flag on the play here as well, Dan.
On 4th down, gutsy call.
I just think there's no progression and you're not thinking of what you're going to do here ahead. Because if you're going to run the ball on 4th down, Dan, you need to run it on 3rd. I'm not sure why you pass the ball and then you flip to the run.
They didn't get in.
And the very worst case scenario for the Eagles is a goose egg, and that's what they're going to leave with. And I mean, basically, they gave them a gift. They handed them a gift with stupidity and the penalties. I don't like it, Dan. If you're going to go for it, if you decide that it's 4 down, you smash the ball. That's what you've had the success doing. I mean, we've sat here and we've watched what's his face, Goche, go down the field here. Goche just smash.
Mixing up quarterbacks, I'm not sure whether or not platooning at this level is the thing to do. With Blizzard and Goche taking snaps.
No, definitely. I think they're looking at a wildcat. But again, let's see what they can do to stop the Mustangs.
There's White. The give to Letourneau, and Letourneau picks up 1.
And it's funny, I once worked with a coach, and he's a defensive coordinator, and he used to be the DC for Saskatchewan, was also for the old, people old enough to remember the Renegades, was a DC here in Ottawa. And he used to refer to this in an offensive point of view. He said, more important than the red zone, he called this like a win zone, and in terms of, you got to move the ball. You're giving up points if you don't get a 1st down here.
Give once again to Letourneau, and he hit the hole beautifully. Great timing. Actually, it's not Letourneau. It's number 25, Jaden Jehotabini. His first positive yards along the ground in this football game. Just climbing out of negative numbers now. 4 carries for 2 yards.
As we've said throughout most of the game, sorry, we'll get back to that point in a second.
Bit of a confusion in the backfield, but Evan White was able to just tuck the ball in and move forward for a pickup 7.
The Mustangs have been their own worst enemy when it comes to offensively because it consistently, I don't really say consistently, but the Eagles' defense has not shown the ability to hold them under the 4 to 5 to 6 yard threshold per rush. To me, that just equates to a W. It's just a matter of not shooting yourself in the foot.
Another good run.
Again, let's take a look at this here, because you will see, I mean, the initial contact with Poisson-Vecchio was made very early in there, but again, credit where they're going, and this is the dilemma you have with the smaller rosters, is you start to get the fatigue setting in.
First down. The give to Jehoda Biney. And he does well to stay on his feet. Look at that. Keep the legs moving and good things happen as finally Jaden Jehoda Biney pushed out of bounds in front of the Nepean Eagles bench.
Well, great run by Jehoda Biney there. Very good effort. But the one thing, and we talked about it again, you see it, and this is what makes the difference at the next level, is they got to, at one point, you got to say, okay, I'm picking that hole and I'm cutting up, but you can't keep stringing it outside, because as pretty as it looks, and all that effort, he could have got a lot more out of that.
North Shore Mustangs at the 35-yard line. Remember, they started this drive at the 1. White sets up, throws, incomplete. Looking for Tyrese Lovelale-Williams once again. That connection has worked a couple of times in this ballgame, but not there.
Well, Lovelale-Williams, you look at him as he's coming across there, and he's clearly got the height advantage. If you're old enough to remember an easy Ed McCaffrey, Christian's dad, it looks a little like that. But there's the play call. You see it. They motion over to the boundary, so they have him isolated one-on-one. And I think this is one of those looks where it's like, okay, if we get the numbers going to that side, you're going to throw a hitch, and if we get him isolated, throw the fade. So, again, they take a chance going up top there.
They're down 3 yards to go. Give it to the second man. And stacked up at the line of scrimmage, but down, and again, another late flag, more flags fly, and this is about discipline now.
No, and I think this is where the Quebec rules actually are somewhat advantageous to the Nepean Eagles, because, I mean, right now, again, I've just seen a team that's running 4 or 5. Yes, they get stopped occasionally, but on average, they're averaging 4 or 5 yards a carry. And, I mean, if they don't have to, and at first I'm thinking to myself, why are you throwing the ball? And I'm like, oh, yes, there's a rule that says I have to throw the ball every 3 plays.
It's unnecessary roughness against the North Shore. I believe it's number 75.
That's me.
I'll tell you what, right now North Shore is allowing Nepean to get into this game, and they're giving Nepean the opportunity. Because, I mean, again, Nepean's held their own. It's not like you're talking a dominant team versus none, but clearly this team can run the ball consistently, take time and yardage out of the Eagles' hands, and they're just, I think it was offsetting penalties here, Dan.
It's 4th down, 2 yards to go. And they're going for it.
Doom from the beginning.
Loose ball, it's picked up by the Eagles. So all kinds of mistakes being made here in the second half, and now the Nepean Eagles get another opportunity with great field position.
Well, you watch this, and this one's doomed from the beginning. I mean, this is, I get it's the rage, the shotgun, the read pass option, but one thing I really miss is the ability to actually set up under center and just hand the dang ball to somebody. And we're missed there. You'll see it right off the bat, this is doomed. There's the bobble of the snap, the bobble of the handoff. I mean, there's got to be a point where you bring in your short yardage offense. I have 2 yards. Get that quarterback under the center and just smash it down their throat.
They moved the ball very well on their last series without getting into the end zone. The defense has played well for Nepean, kept them in this ball game, trailing by 2. Dante Blizzard throws that one off the helmet of Gabe Alexander all alone. It hit him in the head.
I think people old enough to remember Slapshot might say it hit him right in the mind. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that there was some lighting there, because I'll be honest, I've never seen that.
I remember seeing Jose Canseco have a home run go off his head, but not like this. Alexander.
Clearly was watching the Steelers and wanted to be Bryant and make the helmet catch this week. Just forgot to put the hand up. Again, I'm assuming it's the lights because I've never seen that.
Here's Gauthier bobbing and weaving his way for 5.
Now, here's what the thing is, and again, if you're not on the field, I can't be here to, I'm not privy to their meetings, so by no means am I arrogant enough to sit up here and start questioning what they're doing. But as the offensive coordinator, offensive staff for the Eagles, you have to have a game plan. You have to know what you want to do now that you're inside the 20. Because, I mean, with the way Gautier's running right now, I want to build off that. I want to run the ball down the throat, kind of build, know what my next play is type of thing.
Blizzard in the shotgun. Sets up, throws, nice short pass, in and out of the hands of Ben Gannett-Mayo. So another mistake, and it's been a series of mistakes here in this third quarter. Otherwise, the Eagles would be ahead.
This is big, and you know, this is a championship game. You're not going to get too many opportunities, right? Nice read by Blizzard, all alone. You watch Gannett slip out. There's nobody. They're playing his own coverage here. And, I mean, that linebacker is well late to get out into the flats there. They've got the deep third occupied. He was sitting all by himself. Ball was right in his hands. Again, I think it's the case of, A, I'm a running back. This is what I do first. And, B, I'm going to look downfield just to see how far I got to get through the first down.
Eric Neal is out to attempt a 34-yard field goal to put the Nepean Eagles ahead. Bad snap. They're going to come up empty again. Here's Neal trying to get to the outside. Finally pushed to the ground by number 28, Rohan Campbell. And the Eagles come away with nothing once again.
And a double whammy. Neal looks banged up on that play, so, I mean, we'll really keep an eye on that. It looks like he might have a bit of a Charlie horse, which is never what you want from a receiver/kicker. But again, it's one of those things. Maybe we're seeing why they didn't kick the field goal on the last series. Maybe there's been some battery exchange issues. But it's just one of those things. You only get so many chances in life on a football field and sport. And the Eagles are leaving so much out there right now. Again, it's one of those things that, you know, because of the nature of it, they're not going to go back and look at this film. This is the last game. This is it. But I'm telling you, if I'm a player and I'm reviewing this film, if I don't come away with the W, I'm going to have such an empty feeling in the pit of my stomach because I've just left so much on the table today.
White. The give to Letourneau, and Letourneau with a nice big run, but stopped by a great hit from Curtis Moschitz.
Again, great job by the Eagles defense. There's no quitting. I mean, this is an important one right here because you basically, the entire third quarter has been spent on the enemy side of the field, and you have a chance to kind of keep them there somewhat. We've seen the kicking in suspect.
Letourneau once again for 6.
Good job by the Eagles front here. And again, I think this is crucial for them here, Dan. I truly do. I think it's one of those things where if they get a first down or two, it's the momentum that's going to swing. Because right now, North Shore's on their heels. They did not come to Ottawa expecting to be, and they're not being out-finessed, outsmarted. They're just being out-footballed here.
White to give to Letourneau once again. Needed 3, got 2 for the first down.
And again, nice job by the Myers defense. And a name that we called a bunch in the first half, Ali Mankel, he comes in there, and he's also looking for the strip. So good job, holding the backup and also looking for the strip here.
Minute 50 left in the third quarter. No scoring here in the third quarter. Eagles have had great opportunities, stopped on the goal line, and then a bad snap on a 33-yard field goal attempt went for naught, and providing right now the North Shore Mustangs' best field position of this third quarter.
I'm telling you, you look at some of the Eagles opportunities they had. They had a penalty down here that basically gave they would have stopped the team, stopped North Shore in their tracks, forced a field goal try. That resulted in the touchdown. They got another penalty offensively that pushed them back. And then, like you said, they've had a couple of, well, I can't call the one to Alexander a drop ball because technically you have to have it in your hands to drop something.
True.
So, I mean, I don't know, we'll say a missed ball on that one. But again, it's one of those things where, you got the opportunities. And I can just tell you, you're going to feel sick to your stomach when it's all said and done because you don't get that many chances in a ball game. And they've really, and it's not, like I said to you in the first half, and I think we both agreed, throw out the underdog. This is not an underdog. This is not a team that's getting lucky and making the odd play. They're played the better game so far.
Ali Moncal, the injured Nepean Eagle, and he's favoring it small of his back, and he's certainly taking his time getting off the field.
Hopefully that's not going to be out for a while because Moncal has been instrumental on that defense against this run. Let's see if they exploit it right off the bat.
Charbonneau with some movement. There's the late flag.
And you know what? That could be, and I'm not saying one correlates to the other, but maybe you're bringing Charbonneau up now because you're worried because you don't have Moncal in there, and you've just given the freebie. I mean, you can't, I got a feel for them right now because they came in here. Now a lot of people are giving them a shot, and they prove they belong. And right now it's like they've got a six-shooter, and they just keep taking an aim at their feet each few seconds here and take a shot.
White, the give once again to Letourneau, and he's held up. Maybe pick up a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the question is, with what we've seen defensively, what we've seen weather, and the thermometer constantly dropping here, sun has long gone down, so, I mean, it's only going to get colder, not warmer. Is a two-possession game enough? Like, could it really, I think this is an important drive, an important stop the Eagles need to make here. At least hold them to 3.
White for Letourneau, plows forward. And not only are they eating up yardage, they're eating up the clock, too, as time ticks away. 55 and counting left here in the third quarter. Should be a pretty good fourth quarter if that's what you train for all season long. How many times have you heard it? Suck it up, fourth quarter. Suck it up, fourth quarter.
The hands go up, the 4 fingers go in the air.
White over the top, incomplete. Looking for number 82, Austin Stosser.
I would think that they're going to go for it here just because I haven't seen any semblance of a kicking game, and I don't mean that in a negative. I just haven't seen them attempt anything. So at this position here, I think you can expect the Mustangs probably knew going into that last play that this was two-play territory. Again, not quite sure I understand. If I know I'm going to go with 2 plays and I've had the run success, you need 6 yards. Why not run it twice?
Should be the final play of the quarter. Evan White in the shotgun. The give to Letourneau, and Letourneau has the first down.
Again, a great run by Letourneau. Again, I question the progression sometimes here, Dan, because it's, you're going to go for it. I think that's etched in stone. Give it to this Letourneau kid twice. I mean, he gets shut down. He's going to show he can do it here. But again, it's all academic at this point because what they did succeeded, and that's what they wanted.
So this, barring a penalty, should be the final play of the third quarter. And the North Shore Mustangs, Letourneau, not good grasp of the football. Charbonneau brought him down, but Evan White was able to fall on the loose football and keep possession for the North Shore Mustangs.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't see right away, and we'll probably get a chance in the intermission to see who was in on that tackle, but he did not know that ball was precariously placed because White had, not White, that was Letourneau. Letourneau never had a handle on that at all. That was on his hip.
12-10, the North Shore Mustangs lead the Nepean Eagles in the Midget Championship of the InterProvincial Bowl Series for 2017. Boy, have they set up a great fourth quarter. We'll have it for you right here on HESN after the break. Welcome back to Carleton University, Keith Harris Stadium at MNP Park. There's a new play. Jacob Perro took the direct snap, and he's tossed around like an old shoe by Ali Moncall.
Well, Moncal's back in the game, and what we said, I mean, Moncal's making us look smart up here. They need him in there. Immediately, first play after the quarter break, he comes back in here and sets the tone immediately.
On third down, a loss of 5. And again, Jacob Perro in the quarterback position. Perro just runs forward, perhaps trying to set up a placement, a field goal placement in the middle of the field, but all indications of a kicking game or lack thereof have been present this entire football game, and this would appear to be well outside their range.
Well, there's definitely going to be a unitary switch here, so we'll see what they bring out, whether it's the punting team hoping to pin them down and they're going to start playing for that field position, or a field goal. Again, I'm curious because you haven't kicked a convert yet, so I would think they're going to line up for a punt here. I just don't see you in this weather. I think right now they realize, you know, we're up by 2. They do. Nepean doesn't have the most explosive offense in the sense that let's make them drive the field. And watch for the onside man here as we see it, as we've seen it all day, Dan.
Jaden Jehoda-Biney out there, one man short, rushing back in to the ballgame number 45. And a flag down, and time count violation is the call, so they'll move the North Shore Mustangs back 5 yards. It'll be fourth down, 20 yards to go from the Nepean 40-yard line. So now it's about field position and a long punt to give them a long field to cover.
No, you know what? That 5 yards is significant. I mean, it's going to come down to a one-possession game or a one-score game.
There's a short kick. And number 21 for the Nepean Eagles, that's Sam Lewis, a running back out there on special teams for the Eagles. Wisely just fell on the football.
Well, Wisely fell on it, but really not a well-thought-out or executed play by North Shore, because you have to get the first down on that, and they were nowhere close to it. They were about 15 yards short. So even if they recover that ball, that's where it's dead. They can't run with it. They can't go any further. So, I mean, I'm not quite sure if the players were really knew what was happening.
Didn't see anybody lined up in an onside position. There's Gauthier. Wrapped up there. Got by Derek DeFoy-Charles, number 11.
Again, Papineau doing a good job here keeping the two teams apart. I mean, again, we're getting older, they're getting older young men here. Tempers are starting to flare. And again, it's a 12-10 football game. It's football, it's a collision sport, and it's a 2-point game. You are going to get a bit of an intensity thing happening here, and we're seeing it in full effect.
9:25 left in this football game. The give to Gauthier. Tries to go around the right side, stays on his feet. Gauthier picks up about 6 or 7. It'll be third down and 7.
And right now, if I'm the Eagles, it's going to be tough. Look at the body language, and you can sense it. It's a 2-point football game right now, Dan, but they know, to a man, each of these players knows what they left on the table when they had the ball inside the 30 and had a chance to go. Now they look at the daunting task of going all the way down the field to at least try a field goal.
Gabe Alexander had one go off his helmet. Ben Godet-Mayo dropped one in the flat, and he had the end zone in front of him. There's Blizzard with the draw for Gauthier, and Gauthier is tripped up at the line of scrimmage, rolled forward for a couple, but it will be fourth down, and Andy Ogg and the coaching staff have to kick the football away now.
Definitely, plenty of time, and again, it's a one-play game here. Good job by Gus Wilson to get low and knock down. That could have been a lot worse for the, again, good play call, and you're one good tackle away from them having broken it. So, I mean, again, some of the stuff is there. It's just a matter of being able to hit it. And like I said, you only get so many opportunities on the field. And so far, the Eagles have already cashed in, or I should say cashed in, have already had a couple that they haven't cashed in.
Good snap. And Neal shaken up on the last special team play. Back out there, and he gets it to go out of bounds at the Nepean 54-yard line. So again, the North Shore Mustangs get great field position. And another thing, Wayne, I don't see Evan White out there. It's Jacob Perro in at quarterback again for North Shore.
Okay, I'm taking a look here because I thought I saw that White's out there right now. It's just a question if they're still using. So White is back in the game, Dan.
He is. He sat out a series and a good burst through.
He did. I think they're trying to take a page from the Eagles book with their Wildcat offense. I mean, it seems to be effective. Well, and the run game has been there for both teams. Unfortunately, you always hear about setting up the pass with the run. I think the flip side is equally true. And if you can't pass the ball, it becomes exponentially harder to run it.
Full backfield. The give to White. White for Letourneau. Actually, that's number 30, Luca Poisson-Vecchia, with his second carry of the ball game. That one good for 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7.
And we talked about it at the top of the webcast here. Is it's one of those things where, I mean, again, just with the limited roster sizes and the big boys up front, there's going to be a fatigue factor. Could that set in right now, Dan?
Letourneau. And there's one guy that should conceivably be tired. Picks up 4 more there. That's 19 carries for 137 yards for Sonny Letourneau.
You know what they say, though. If you have the football, it's amazing how revitalized young athletes get when they get the football in their hands, you know. If I'm the one carrying it, I never seem to get tired. If I'm the one trying to stop you, it's a whole different story.
Full backfield once again. The give to Letourneau. Sonny Letourneau stood up at the 32 and brought back, but his forward progress will bring him back to the 30-yard line, and that should be enough for another first down.
And although it's Canadian football, you brought it up a while ago, and it's a very valid point. It's Canadian football, plenty of time on the field or left in the game, but each first down, you're talking about a minute to 2 minutes of time being eaten up here. Again, neither team getting a huge push, but the one advantage both teams are doing, or what they seem to be doing, is they're not allowing anybody into their backfield. These running backs, albeit not huge holes, but they're allowed to break off at the line of scrimmage as opposed into the backfield.
The Mustangs haven't really thrown much in this ball game at all. Just 2 completed passes for a total of 46 yards.
Now, my question is, and maybe we can get that from a set guy, is 2 out of what? Because, I mean, I agree with you. They haven't thrown much, but I think that's close to, they've probably only thrown it about 4 times. I mean, they've had some success. It's just a matter of, you know, if you're not going to stop the run. So it's interesting.
Second down. 5 yards to go. The end around. And had he been able to stay on his feet, that might have been a pretty exciting play for Jaden Jahoda-Biney. As it stands, he tripped his way for a pickup of 2.
Now, you brought it up, and I mean, clearly they saw something, because we did not see it at all in the first half, and we're seeing a lot more of that wild card look as, again, Evan White's still on the field, but they flank him out, and they let Jacob Perot take the snap there. So, again, we've seen a lot more wildcat from them in the second half.
The gift to Letourneau, big hole, left tackle, and he barrels his way through for a pickup of 7 more and another North Shore first down.
And I think what you're seeing right here, Dan, is this is the fatigue factor. We said this defense has played great. They've been lights out all day. They've held the line. They've held the raw. And it's just a matter of you can only take so much of a ball being pounded at you. And I think we're seeing it here right now.
Eagles defense needs a big play. 4:22 left. Not big enough. Charbonneau there to make the stop on Letourneau. No, make that Jacob Perreault the offending party. Perreault picks up 2.
And again, it's a game of really inches here, because we're going to take a look. Two things. It looks like there might have been an offside. We won't catch that. It looks like the Mustangs got away with one. But watch here off the edge. Perreault, or that's right there, Letourneau almost loses it. That's just a little few inches aside, and it's the Eagles' ball.
Mustangs, White into the end zone, touchdown! Derek Defoy Charles, and it's now 18-10, 3:41 left to go, and I hope the Eagles still have some gas left in the tank.
Well, this will be interesting, because here's my thing right now is we have not seen them kick a convert. So right now is where I got to be, okay, you know what? If I have any ability to kick a convert, I have to do it here, because it makes it a 2-possession game. So we'll see if right now if they have any confidence. It looks like they are lining up to kick. So, I mean, and again, they're sitting out, and I think we already said it, it's Antonio Niesu, who's that big D lineman, and that usually means we got some power. Accuracy tends to be a question when you see those big old or big D linemen kicking. But what's interesting to see here, they have to kick this convert and try to put it to a 2-possession game, a 9-point lead here.
The touchdown coming at the 8:19 mark of the fourth quarter to give a little bit more breathing room for the North Shore Mustangs, and that's why they don't kick converts.
No, and you saw it. You know what, though? I get it. If I'm the coaching staff, I have to take a chance at that, just because it's simple in the sense that I need that chance to try to make it a 9-point game.
So, a touchdown with a 2-point conversion will tie this thing up, and with 3:41 left on the clock, there's a ton of time left for the Eagles to get this game back on even terms.
Speaking of touchdowns, we're going to see if we can't before they kick off. We might have to take a look at it in a second. But again, great execution by the Mustangs. We haven't seen it. I think their ears were burning. Heard us talking about a lack of a passing game, and it doesn't get any better than that. So like you said, 18-10, 1-possession game. But it's one of those things right now where it's been tough sledding for both teams to get any type of sustained drive, any type of movement of the ball. And really, I think I said Myers there because of the games we're doing earlier. I think Nepean has one chance here, and it's got to be on this drive. I think if you cannot at this point afford to punt it away. I just think the game is unfolded as such. You're not going to get another opportunity. You can't count on this on North Shore not getting another first down.
Antonio Niascu's kick. Scooped up immediately by Josh Sandu, and the Eagles get the ball at midfield, make that their own 54-yard line, and now is the time for all of the training and everything that you've worked all year on. It's got to click now.
No, and here's the one good thing. I mean, what did I say at the beginning of the game? The lack of kicking games could be a factor. And really, at no point would you say, okay, we have an 8-point lead, 3 minutes left. I'm handing you the ball at midfield. I'm happy after the kickoff. But that's the best that they could hope for. So, I mean, right away, the Eagles, given the short field, let's see what they can do with it.
Blizzard swings that out. Finds O'Feely, and O'Feely drops the football. He did get it back. Are they ruling it an incomplete pass or just down by contact? And O'Feely's hurt.
Well, regardless, if that was a fumble, great job by Gabe Alexander to fight off two of the Mustangs, because there was Gabe Alexander in a sea of white. So, I mean, great job by Alexander here, if that was, in fact, a fumble to keep the play alive.
Well, there's Jude O'Feely, and seems to be favoring his left leg.
We'll take a look. A little late off the line. If you watch the Mustangs, they look a little late off the line of scrimmage here, and as such get no real push. It's almost one of those things where I think it was designed from the get-go that he was going to swing it out, but this is the time where that pocket opened up nicely. If there's anything downfield, again, I think this was designed. They were going there no matter what the case may be. But again, it's one of those things, a little late of a jump could be a fatigue factor for D linemen, constantly going at it. But the protection was there and the time was there. And again, if Blizzard can step up and deliver that ball, or even an athlete of Blizzard's skill, you have plenty of time on the clock. You step up in that pocket, all of a sudden it's the parting of the Red Sea, man. He gets me 10, 15 yards. I'm a happy camper. The one good thing, we can't forget this, is they've now gotten the pass out of the way.
Second down. Little flip out for Gannett Mayo. Ben Gannett Mayo almost back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be a yard shy of that. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Again, the Eagles have the numbers to the side there. I'm just not sure at this point. And again, you want to use your whole playbook. 3 minutes is a long time. But 3 minutes isn't that long, Dan. And I'm not sure. I think certain plays you kind of take out of the playbook at this point, or you look to certain things. And I'm not saying that every play has to have the big strike potential. I mean, when you have a Goche in the backfield and you have a Gannett, they each have a distinct skill set here, and I'm thinking maybe running to the numbers wide is not Gannett Mayo's skill set.
And a 10-yard penalty assessed against the Eagles doesn't really do much for their cause. 3rd down, 20 yards to go.
That's been an ongoing theme today, Dan. Ongoing theme, shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, you either run out of ammo or toes.
And unfortunately for the Eagles here, I think that they have about a couple of toes left. That's about it.
This game could have went one wide away with the mistakes and the penalties that we've been seeing in this game. And the missed opportunities for both teams.
And we're back to Keith Harris Stadium on the campus of Carleton University. 3rd down, 20 yards to go. Dante Blizzard puts it up. It's picked off at the 45-yard line. Picked off by Jake Applebaum. And that just might be the dagger in the heart of the Nepean Eagle.
I just don't like that. Let's see if we can't get a look at that. I mean, you have nothing but verticals. What you're essentially saying, I think that's 2 downs. You got to go for it here. But essentially, they're giving you everything underneath. Get 10 yards. He's going up top here, but if you watch the quarterback, there is nothing on that second level. They're forced to go up there. They're sitting waiting. I think you're in a position to fail if you're attacking like that when you have the 2 plays.
First down for the North Shore Mustangs, and you know they're just going to run the clock out now with 2:41 left to go. Run it out as much as they can. Number 34 in there, Tristan Dong, getting his first action of the football game, picks up 4.
We haven't called his number. It looks like that big Earl Campbell type back to run out the clock. But again, man, we've talked about it all game. Yeah, we've talked about it all game. I mean, this was the Eagles' game to win. I mean, there's been some questionable play calls here. There's been some questionable penalties. I mean, 3 times I've seen it. To give the young men a bit of break, you can't make the calls that you did. And I have no doubt, it wasn't them. So just curious here.
Jehoda Barney still on his feet. And they whistle the play dead. They'll stop his progress at the 50-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down, 5 yards to go.
And what's forgotten all this is you still have plenty of time left in this. And this is Canadian football. It's not a point of, okay, got to use the timeouts, and now with 40 seconds left, we're just going to walk off the field and start shaking hands. I mean, this goes right to the final buzzer.
Injured Eagle player out there, so we'll have another.
And that's not... no, it's not. At first I was worried that it might be...
It's Jeremy Fredette Roy.
And again, not that any injury is a good one. It's just the body language I saw there looked a little bit like Mancal, and that's somebody they can't afford to have come out right now, I don't think.
So they'll move the ball back and set it up at the 48-yard line of the North Shore Mustangs. Third down, 7 yards to go. And as Jeremy Fredette gets some assistance heading off the field, referee Cliff Barch blows the play in.
So I think it's almost, this may be the ball game for Nepean here. Another first down, and you're leaving them with little to no time left. So this is a big stop for them right here.
Evan White in at quarterback. Loose ball fumbled. And it looks like it's going to be number 25, Jaden Jehoda-Biney, who dropped the ball initially, was able to find it again, and on fourth down and 3 yards to go, I think you'll see a similar play.
Yeah, no, again, it's you've seen the bad snap. Now, they got a decent punt away. This is the one where, again, if I'm the coach, if I'm not punting here, are they going to punt? Are they lining up to punt here?
I don't think so.
No, they're not. So, I mean, this is, again, no confidence in the kicking game. But look out.
Dong is stopped, and the Eagles get the football back with a minute 21. The North Shore Mustangs have lost it on down.
I'm just not sure why you do that. Like, you punt it away, you kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you can't block up the punt. It's just, I don't know. It just, to me, seems like with the amount of time left, everything you do, if you go ahead and punt that ball away, even if you only get 15, 20 yards, you're at least putting them on the 40 for a team that hasn't shown a great propensity for passing the ball.
The Eagles need a touchdown and a 2-point convert to tie. Here's Blizzard. Stepping up out of the pocket, Dante Blizzard just slides down and avoids the big collision with number 54, Chris Young. So they'll work in the hurry-up offense. Give Blizzard 2 yards on the pickup, 2nd and 8.
No, and I think you'll see it'll be there for Blizzard.
There's Blizzard out of the shotgun, threw that one away. Ben Gannett Mayo, the intended target on that pass.
Now, again, not that it's an overwhelming proposition, 9 yards or 8 to 9 yards, but you got to be calling the play. And I'm not saying they didn't there, but right now you got to go into it saying, I have 2 plays to get this. I don't have to send my guys on 10-yard patterns and have no chance if we don't pick up a blitz or something. Again, we'll see what they do.
Plays in the huddle.
No argument from me.
And using the hurry up, here's Gannett Mayo and a flag down.
So that's going to be a face mask. I'm sure they're going to get it. So they're going to get a freebie here. And if that's at the 15-yard variety, man, they're right back into this one.
It is indeed a 15-yard penalty. So that will move the ball to just outside the 35-yard line. They're getting closer with exactly 60 ticks left on the clock.
I'm just not quite sure why I go for it. I know I'm harping on the previous year, but you just give it this exactly. Your one 15-yard penalty from any midget quarterback can now throw a fade route, and like we talked about, it's flip a coin. You have a 50-50 chance.
Blizzard, high snap, goes up and gets it, looking into the corner for Charbonneau, and that goes incomplete. Tough to fit it through that needle. 3 white jerseys around number 42 in green.
No, and that'll come with the experience for Blizzard as he ages as a quarterback, because that's probably now where you have enough time. You're at the 1 minute mark. You don't have to force it deeper. Again, watch what they're doing underneath. They're clearly playing a bit of a light underneath shell, deep defender coverage here. But again, Blizzard seemed locked in there, because if you look at the top, you had a couple of guys breaking down the seam there. And again, you just got to stay calm, take a look, make your read. You have the time.
Here's Blizzard again. Throws over the top. Flags everywhere. Holding is the indication against the Eagles. So they're running out of toes.
You know what, but I think they're on board with those right now because you hit the nail on the head. We've seen it all afternoon, and I mean, again, it's 18-10 right now, but I would think at the end of the day, if you look at who outplayed, well, you know what, honestly, they've both done it. It's just North Shore seems to have been able to survive it more than because North Shore hasn't been exactly mistake-free, error-free, or hasn't done their own stuff to completely perplex us up here in the sense they've run it well. So again, all it's academic though if the Eagles can march down and score here.
Second down, 20 yards to go from the North Shore 45-yard line. Here's Gannett Mayo. Ben Gannett Mayo finally pushed out of bounds, a pickup of 10 yards on that little swing pass from Dante Blizzard. They got half of it back on second. Now it's third down, but 40.6 seconds remaining in the football game.
Well, time shouldn't be the factor because, again, it's Canada. I like the play call there. I think that they've had that opportunity a few times today and haven't done it where they've gone and say, hey, it's almost, and you see by the play design that is coming from the stairs, we got to get 30 yards back or 20 yards now. They broke it up nicely. Very manageable. You got 2 plays to get 11 yards. I think it's very manageable. Plus, you still got 40 seconds left.
Blizzard, another swing pass to Gannett Mayo. Ben Gannett Mayo still on his feet finally. Taken down by, I believe that's number 28.
What do they say?
Rohan Campbell once again.
Something about a well and going there once too often. Yeah, something about that. But anyways, sure enough, we brings up looks like 4th and about 9 here, Dan. This is no doubt the ball game for them. Let's see what they unleash.
Well, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. There he is, 12 seconds left on the clock as Blizzard gets forced out. So 9.6 left.
And it looks like he's short there, Dan. It is. They're going to be turning over the ball. So unfortunately, Blizzard ended up just a couple yards short. Great individual effort by Blizzard. And I mean, he's going to look at this and think, man, 2 more yards. But really, it's funny. Football always comes down to that. The 2 yards, the missed kick. But there was 48 other minutes today that really set the tone and set the pace for where we're at right now. And I mean,
and to Nepean's credit, they were in this football game from the get-go.
I'm going to tell you what, if they're going to watch this film, they're going to look back and they're going to have a sick feeling in their stomach. Either one of these teams loses this game, they lost it for themselves. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there was no distinguishing factor between the two teams in the sense that North Shore controlled the front 7 or North Shore controlled this. I mean, that's an 18-10 score, and you know what? That score is very indicative of what we saw. One possession game, anybody's game. Fortunately, like I said, I think at the end of the day, perhaps North Shore had more toes than the Nepean did.
The North Shore Mustangs win the inaugural Midget Championship at the 2017 InterProvincial Bowl Series here at Carleton University. MVPs, you got to look at number 27, Sonny Letourneau for the North Shore Mustangs. 21 carries for 149 yards and a touchdown. And on the other side of the ledger, look no further than Noah Gauthier, 13 attempts for 79 yards along the ground this afternoon.
I'm sure if we look at the stat line and look at how many yards passing they got, you got to know it's got to come from the run game. And Dan, I think it's great choices. I think both guys showed they have next-level potential. It wouldn't shock me at all to be turning on TV on Saturday afternoon to see Gauthier running for one of the youth sports clubs. And the same thing can be said for Letourneau. I mean, good reads, good solid athletes. Great choice all around.
Well, Carl and Jesse end up in a tie with their wagers, but any final thoughts on the entire day? It's been 3 games here, the Pee-wee, the Bantam, and the Midget categories, and we've been treated to some pretty good football today.
Tie's like kissing your sister, so I'm going to break the tie. You know what? Jesse called the 10 points, so sorry, Kyle, we got to give it to Jesse. Can't have a tie here. But on that note, I'm going to say this. Kudos goes to NCAFA, the Quebec Football League, HESN, every individual coach, and the teams that are putting this together. I mean, this is great. This is what we need in football to grow the sport. They get a chance to see what the other side's doing. Again, the speculation is North Shore should hammer them. Now we know speculation's wrong, you know what I mean? Canada was possibly the favorite coming in the Sun Youth game. We saw that. Myers, it's just been a great day of football, Dan. I think that, it's going to be great to see this grow. And for you football fans out there, if you get a chance to ever catch these interprovincial series, do not miss it.
May have been gray skies and it may have been snowing, but it was pretty bright here at Carleton University this afternoon. 3 great championships decided as the inaugural Interprovincial Bowl Series is in the books. The final in this one, the North Shore Mustangs 18, the Nepean Eagles 10 for Wayne Jacobs and our entire HESN crew and the good folks at Abley Productions as well. I'm Dan Mooney. Thanks so much for the company. So long from Carleton University.